Woo-wee. Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started. 9:01 a.m. It's 9:02 now, but we got started at 9:01. A little bit later than usual. That's okay. We're close enough. If you're new to the live stream, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back on here. Bitcoin, $67,000. Here we are, right? On the first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, indices, anything that jumps out on the watch list. Second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So make sure to put in the ticker symbol and all the details. Yesterday, I couldn't chart one of the requests because the details weren't there. And there's a ticker symbol for, I feel like this is too high. There you go. Ticker symbol for crypto, stock, and ETFs were all the same ticker symbol. So put in all the details if you want me to chart it. Otherwise, I probably won't chart it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it if all the details aren't there. So help me, help you, help me, especially with algorithms. Smash the like button, hit the repost button, repost the stream, share with your friends and family, all that. Yeah, that's about it. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, for educational purposes only, and hopefully, you have a little bit of fun along the way, like making fun of me for mispronouncing your name. So let's get right into it. The quick recap. If you're brand new, if you've been following me for a while, we've called this out the entire way. On October 8th, we posted the Wyckoff distribution when price was at $123,700. We posted that on October 8th. And the Wyckoff distribution could send price below $80,000. And it has. On October 10th, price was breaking down with the sell signal on the daily chart. And we posted the weekly chart Bitcoin bear market roadmap. And since then, price has hit 3 out of 5 longer term targets. Price nearly hit the 200-week moving average, which was the main thesis, that price would retest the 200-week moving average before it made a new all-time high. Price has gotten within 3 to 4% of that so far. So many called for the bottom over here. Many called for the bottom over here, over here, over here, and many are calling for the bottom yet again. But we aren't many. We are the market snipers. Good one, Jesse. Good one. So we'll keep going. West Diddy 4825. Good morning, my man. Good morning. Happy Lunar New Year to my Asian brother over there. J.O., my man, guide us lost ones for sure. Can you check out AMD stock? Short term, long for pick one. AMD? Sure, I'll do AMD. What else? Caesar, good afternoon. Welcome back. Market Snap in the house. Another one. Yeah, thanks for putting in all the details. We'll circle back. Good morning. Ninal Sapa. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Where is my face _IG request Tesla? Yes, thank you for putting the details. You got it. FICO's 83. Good morning. ZM, let's get the low wick price. I vote. Yeah, it's possible. So we're going to cover it all. We're going to cover the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, and the monthly chart. Then, like we do every single live stream. So buckle up, Buttercup. Let's get going. London, UK, not so sexy news, aka Lawrence. Thanks for always sharing on both apps. I appreciate that. We drew this out on I think even before, but even before. But On February 9th, so 9 days ago, we drew this squiggly line out. I mean, you can't deny the squigglies, right? You can't deny the squigglies. And we talked about while we were drawing out the squigglies 9+ days ago, right? The trending dots were above $80,000. The trending dots are, you can see over here, the red label, 70,629. And we said that, let Bitcoin consolidate, let the trending dots catch up for Bitcoin, probably retest them. Maybe not. They're close enough, but probably retest them. This is what we were saying 9 days ago. And then see the further drop down by the end of the month, right? All that is still possible. All that could still happen. And that's what we continue to watch. We weren't calling for the bottom. We weren't calling for $90,000 Bitcoin. We weren't calling for $180,000 Bitcoin. We're just talking about price consolidating. Let the trending dots catch up. Possibly retest it. Probably retest it. Oh, they hit the mic. Probably retest it. And then go down and hit the 200-week moving average at 58,000. And there's several reasons why price could come all the way down to this 55,000, 52,000, and even lower, right? So we don't have a magic crystal ball. We just try to stack the probabilities of why price could go somewhere and what is the overall momentum. The overall momentum is to the downside. The overall momentum on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart is all to the downside. It's bearish momentum. And just because the bearish momentum is oversold doesn't mean that's bullish. That just means the bearish momentum is to the downside and it can remain oversold. You can see that it was getting oversold. Sometimes when the magic happens, and it happened very quickly, you can see from when we were talking about from 81,000, 66,000. I mentioned at 81,000, we could see a drop to 66,000 very quickly. The opposite of short squeeze, it could be a long squeeze, right? And that happened. And then at 66,000, we said there's still billions of long liquidations down to 60,000, 59,000, etc. So hundreds of millions of dollars of long liquidations could happen all the way down to 56,000 in the short term. There's not too many short liquidations up into here. You'd have to get above 90 to 100,000 to see billions of short liquidations. So in the shorter term, while the higher time frames bearish momentum is here, the quicker $100 million long liquidations are here. There's not hundreds of millions of short liquidations up here, at least on 3x, 5x, and 10x, right? I'm not talking about the gambling 125x or the 100x or the 50x or whatever people are gambling with. I'm talking about the 3x, 5x, and 10x with billions or hundreds of millions of liquidation levels, right? So that's the daily chart. We're going to get into it all. We're going to cover the weekly, 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart. We've never taken $1 affiliate money. I continue to get pitched in my direct messages every single day. Now they're throwing 70% fees at me, 70% fee splits. Used to be 50%. They know I'm an affiliate virgin. I've never taken $1. I'm an affiliate virgin, right? They offered me a base salary. They've offered me like all in one deal. The most recent deal, they want to give me 70% fee split. They want to give me a base salary, and they want me to have a small ownership in it. And I still haven't accepted. Am I dumb? Put in the comments. Am I dumb? My response was, number one, I have to believe in your product. Number two, you know, how would you help me grow? Like follower count. And number three, sweeten the deal more. But the most important thing. So basically, my response was impossible to meet those demands, right? So, but that's what it would take. Number one, I have to believe in your product. So I have never even tried the product. So you're leading with money and you're offering me something that I've never even tried before. So that's step one, right? So 99.99% chance of not getting me to be an affiliate, right? So it's tough. But so with that said, we do have our own, right? You can go to Market Sniper Pro or Jesse Olson profile. Click on the website. Woo! The website has been updated again. We only have $49 or $490 annual, but you can come over to features. You can learn more about it. We have our own charting system. We still use TradingView as a bridge, but we have our own charting system for now. We're still using TradingView as a bridge for now. Dashboard, we have our own dashboard. Setups, we have setups, but I'm waiting for a good one. Took a 6% loss on Path. So, bot suite. Had a 6% win on Algo a long time ago. I'm not posting a lot on there right now. We're building tools, but the bot suite, which we still have to use TradingView for now. Recorded coaching, 70 plus hours. Community, we're still using Discord as a bridge, but we have our own online community as well. So, and it's all under one plan. But if you look at it, here's our charting system. You can build your own watch list, right? Get all the tools. You got the indicators. You get the sniper indicators built right in. And then, of course, you've got trend, Ichimoku cloud, gap detection, chart patterns. We have all that. Automated trend lines. This is an automated trend line. I didn't draw this myself. Momentum, volatility, volume. We have it all. We don't have it all, but we have a lot. We have all the ones that we would ever need, right? But we'll continue to keep building out. This trend line, I did not draw that trend line. The auto trend lines drew it. So, Sniper RSI, we've got that. Auto drawn trend lines on Sniper RSI. We've got the bearish divergence automatically drawn, all that stuff, right? We have a screener all built in. You can add the filter, RSI divergence, Pew. That's the weekly chart, daily chart, right? So you got bullish divergence coming up on Pew, and it filtered all that. You can add another filter. See MACD divergence, and Pew goes away, right? So, where is it? The consolidation trend is massive. So once you take a deeper dive on that, it's a massive filter. So it's great. Over here we have the strategy builder, right? Run back test. That might just be on the admin. I have to double check. Is that just on the admin? Alerts, create alerts, news, log trade, all that stuff. But you can come over here. Sniper Assist coming soon. Sniper Assist. It's in the admin portal, but we have it built in. We train the AI on 70 plus hours of recorded coaching. We trained the AI on 7,500 chart posts that I did in the Discord years ago, right? So we've trained it all. We'll continue to train it and build that out over time. Of course, the community over here, you got the community. It's all included. We got the Discord still, and then the recorded coaching, all of that. So a lot of big things happening. So we're pretty proud of it. And it's the worst that it's ever going to get. Like I said that 3 months ago, we've continued to build that out. And you've seen the progression over time. We've continued to build it out, and that's where we're at. And it's getting better and better every single day. Shout out to the dev team. Thank you, dev team. You are awesome. We love you. Don't wait. My wife's not listening, is she? No, just kidding. So that's the daily chart on Bitcoin. Still in this consolidation, is going to fake out to the upside first and then come back down. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's look at the weekly chart over here. Right. We put this weekly chart post out on October 10th. So when there was a sell signal on the daily chart, we posted this weekly chart over here. We hit longer term target 1. We hit longer term target 2. We hit longer term target 3. We almost hit longer term target 4. Not yet. Almost. We almost hit the 200-week moving, the 200-week SMA. I know people are posting that it's hit the 200 EMA, but I have the SMA on here, right? It's mostly influencers. They've seen my charts and now they're trying to recreate them, and then they put the EMA because it's already tagged it. That's the hindsight crew. We had this on the foresight when price is up in here. We said eventually, even over here, we're like, eventually prices are going to come back and retest the 200, and it almost has, So this was originally drawn based off of the Heikinashi. As you can see, we posted it over here. It's been a downtrend ever since. You can see the blue fractal. The blue fractal was 2022, right? So big drop down, and then you can see the relief rally. So it's not exact, but very similar. Big drop down, relief rally, and then price came all the way back down to the 200. Price came all the way back down to target 4. Price came down to target 5 in 2022. The blue line is if the Bitcoin ETFs like HODL, which we've talked about on every live stream, comes back down to retest the all-time low, Bitcoin would be below $40,000. It would be at $39,000-ish. And that's from the Bitcoin ETF HODL and the other ETFs. The all-time low is January 2024. So that's where price would be. So we're somewhere in this area, right? We're somewhere in this area. So what does the title say? The Bitcoin bottom is not in. That's what the title says. The Bitcoin bottom is not in. Obviously not financial advice. Obviously for education. We're still that's the weekly chart, right? The weekly Bitcoin bear market roadmap. Here we are, still watching it from October 10th. Were you paying attention? Did you believe me? Did you just think I was crazy again? Were you listening to Tom Lee? Were you listening to Raoul Paul? It's not the 4-year cycle anymore. It's the 5-year cycle. It's the business cycle. It's the blah, blah, blah. It's the super cycle, blah, 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 right? Or were you paying attention to my charts? Market snipers were for sure. Mighty Kurt, good morning. You did. Ha ha ha. Not sure what that response to, but maybe I've just seen it now. Oh, 906. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Mark Sniper in the house. What's up? A little bit late, Mighty Kurt. Not gonna lie, a little bit late. So that's weekly chart. Let's look at the 2-week chart. The overall momentum. Overall momentum is to the downside. We told you this. We talked about it. There was no red trending dots in the 2-week chart until December. Obviously, we didn't wait for that. This is a lagging indicator. But once there's red trailing dots, it's another confirmation that it's over. There was a sell signal below the trailing dots. The bull run was over. Red trending dots, February 2022, followed by another sell signal. Sell signal, January 2022. The bull run was over and price came back to the 200-week moving average. Price is coming back to the 200-week moving average. The bottom is not in. It's going to take time for the ship to get turned around. It's going to take time to build momentum back up to the upside. We were there for it. January 4th, 2023. I was buying the right dip at 16,800. The purpose of all this is to buy the right dip. The momentum is to the downside. 3-week chart. Red trending dots. Red trending dots. There was no red trending dots in the bull run. Candle close below the trending dots. There was no candle closes below the trending dots. Red trending dots. Candle close below the trending dots. Sell signal below the trending dots. It battles too. It battles, right? Price came back down to below the 200-week moving average and closed below it. The 200-week moving average is at 58,370. The closes below that were in the 50,000 range, right? Monthly chart. Price never came back to the trending dots in the bull run, as you can see. Price never came back to the trending dots in the bull run. Price came back January 2022. Price came back November 2025. Red trending dots are next. Sell signal in the monthly chart, followed by capitulation month, June 2022. Price still went lower, bled out lower, and created bullish divergence. That's what we hope for it to happen again. It's going to take time, right? Sell signal, January 2026. This is looking like the capitulation month of February, similar to June 2022. It's not a bull run anymore. I saw a recent, I don't know if it was recent, but I just saw another Raoul Paul post that, you know, the 52% correction is normal. Yeah, so was the 30% and the 20% and 10% before that, right? I just pointed out all the reasons why it's 2022 all over again. So they missed this top. They definitely missed this top. They're 2 for 2 from what I've watched. I've personally watched them call out did not, as I'm calling out, I'm out at $61,000. And I felt I was late. 61,000. Hindsight, it's pretty good. I was buying the dip at 16,800. That's pretty good. And then at 123,700, I'm posting Bitcoin Wyckoff distribution. On October 10th, I'm posting the Bitcoin bear market roadmap that we're still watching today. And we still have talking heads calling for super cycle or the 5th-year cycle or whatever, right? We're going to make a new all-time high in 2026. No, we are not. No, we are not. Good morning, Algae 2605. Good morning. No, we are not. The momentum is to the downside on the monthly chart. The momentum is to the downside on the 3-week chart, the 2-week chart, the weekly chart, the daily chart. It's going to take time for the momentum to turn around. It just doesn't miraculously build momentum back to the upside. Large influencer accounts are capitulating. Large influencer accounts are switching to AI. They're posting AI now. They're not even posting crypto anymore. They're putting in their profile, and yeah, some of them do follow me. And now in the profile, it says AI obsessed. A lot of people are starting to put obsessed in their profile. I've had obsessed with swing trading and charts for over 5 years, maybe 6 years now. Now they're switching from crypto and Bitcoin to AI, and they're putting AI obsessed. So that's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want. But I'm just pointing it out as like, if these large accounts aren't promoting it and the sentiment is down, like even in the last bear market, they didn't switch to AI. They kept promoting it all through the bear market. They're no longer doing that. This time is different. Crypto is competing with AI. And one point in the future, it may also be competing with quantum computers, right? Quantum computer could take center stage at some point in the near future as well. So, right? First time here. Love the bare truth here for the noobs. Yep. And we got receipts. We have receipts. So all you have to do is go to my pin post. All you have to do is go back to my October 8th post, my October 10th post, and every post in between there, we have receipts. It's possible. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but there are many reasons why price has gone to those levels in the past. It could be. It could be. It could be. Yeah. Stay tuned. Yep. David and Myron, first time comment. Any thoughts on the bull flag? Bull flag? Bull flag on the daily? Do you mean bear flag? There's no bull flag on the daily chart. I'm not seeing what you're seeing, David. Bull flag is more like price goes up, consolidates, right? That's a bull flag. This is a bear flag. Where price goes down, consolidates, right? Well, I don't think he called the top either. So, not to be mean, Gareth does follow me, but not to be mean, I don't think Gareth. He's saying the flag is a bull. If the flag is going down, wouldn't that be a bear flag? Sometimes he's on the 10-minute chart. Are you sure he's not talking about a 10-minute chart? It's not on the daily chart, right? Oh, well, it's not like he called the top. So, I don't pay like he follows me, I follow him, but I honestly don't pay attention. So, yeah, he a lot of times he's on the 10-minute chart. So, there's that. Yeah. So, if you just look at over here, we put this out more than 9 days ago that price would consolidate, maybe retest the train dots, which the train dots are currently at 70,600. We're expecting lower though. 80 to 85,000. The momentum is to the downside. I'm not seeing it whatsoever. The momentum on all higher time frames are down. So for it to bounce while the momentum is down to 80 to 85,000, 30 to 40%, no way. I'm not seeing it. Sorry, Charlie. But we'll stick to my own charts and my own TA because that is what has played out more often than not. And you can just look at, were they calling the top? Did they call it all the way down? Nah. Well, there only can be one right. So it's enough about Gareth. But yeah, he follows me, I follow him. But I don't like pay attention. I've got one for you. Plot the four. you can plot any, I'm not trying to be mean, but you can plot the 250, you can plot the 200, you can plot the 350, you can plot the 400, the 450, whatever. But the 200, the day SMA, but the 200 week SMA is the one that I watch for all assets. So I'm actually not a big MA guy, right? Or SMA or EMA, but I keep the 200 week at SMA on the chart because if things get too far extended, but if you took my recorded coaching, for a fact 70 plus hours that I'm not a big moving average guy. So because you could literally do, well, chart the 50, chart the 100, chart the 150, chart the 200, the 250, the 350, 400, 450, right? So I just have the 200 week SMA on mine. Can you please try? We have a lot of requests. I don't know if I can get to them all today. Okay. Yeah. So it's just at some point, like you'll try to. What happens is people see influencers trying to get creative with a new MA, and they'll keep changing the MA. Oh, price came back here, price came back there. But if you just look at the 200 week SMA on all assets, if it gets too far extended to the top or the bottom, you just know eventually price is going to come back to it. It's kind of like that's what I've been saying for a long time is that the 200 week SMA is the true value of an asset. Why? And it's an unpopular belief, but why? Because price comes back to it. And price is currently at 58,229, right? You can see over time it comes back to it, comes back to it, comes back to it, comes back to it. So that's why I have it on there. It's kind of like if you stretch a rubber band out in one direction and you let go and it snaps back, it also might go below it, right? So, oh, it's on there. It's on there. SMA, right? Time frame, auto. You can change it too, but if you go auto, this is on the daily, automatically changes with the time frame. So, so yeah, you just go to the SMA. You could hide it, but then you just go to settings, change period, auto, whatever time frame, update. So yeah, you got it. It's very similar to TradingView, but we still use TradingView as a bridge too for certain things. So, but all the indicators that we made on, not all, the indicators that we use for charts and stuff, that we made on TradingView, we've recreated over here. It's a different code, different code because TradingView uses PineScript. This is Python, so it's better. It's better. But so we're getting there. We're getting there. You got it. ZM. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't do the MAs really. So with that, what else? I'm sure you can find a good strategy with it though. And you could add whatever you want, right? You could add whatever you want. Gap detection. Ooh, just put on the gap detection. God, I love this. If we have our own gap detection, so you don't have to draw out the gap, right? If you do the gap detection, Let's change the color. Boom. We've got gap detection right there on SPY. You don't even have to draw it out. It'll draw it out for you. So I'm so bullish on our charting system. It's crazy. We have so many tools coming out in the near future. So big things happening. And just so you know, it's not going to stay uh actually yeah. It's harder to do. But yeah. Let's see. Weighted moving average. Volume weighted average. Yeah. So yeah, we've already talked about it, and it's just more difficult to build. But yeah, it was already built, and then it's just kind of like testing it, tweaking it, making it better because it has to like create the exact pivot points that we want, right? So that's the difference. Trying to like train it and fix it and all that stuff. So it's on the list, but you know, not super not super high priority because I mean you could just literally go over like this and spend 1 second, right? Took 2 seconds to do that. So yeah, it's on there though. It's on the list. What else? Yep. So that's the daily chart, weekly chart. We covered it all. That's why the Bitcoin bottom is not in. HODL is what we talked about. There's a lot of gaps below the all-time low over here from January 2024. If HODL and the ETFs come back down over here, then Bitcoin will be at $39,000 or less, right? So that's that. Bitcoin futures would have had gap. That's awesome because I don't have to draw it anymore. I don't have to draw it yet. Uh, so it'll just do it for you, right? I'll just do it for you. Let's see, QQQ. Boom, gap detection. Oh yeah, RSI sell signals, bearish divergence, trend line, automatically drawn, reversal candle, which is also a bearish engulfing candle in the weekly chart. It's got everything there for you. It's like a magnet. Do we have a magnet? Stickers. Um, I think I requested a magnet. Do we have one yet? Maybe not. Boom. There you go. We don't have a magnet yet. I did request a magnet. Uh, oh, Jesse, you requested a magnet. We got a sniper. Oh, we got a sniper at the gap. That's QQQ. So what? Someone said 440. Yeah, the 200-week moving average is at 438.48. You got this trend line down here, auto drawn trend line at 440-ish. Call it 440. You got the gap at 493. Uh so yeah, that's what we got. Let's see. QQQ. Yeah, I guess we did a little. .618 lines up with it. What else? Ghost fractals. Woo! Got the ghost fractals. uh, so cool. Got the reverse candle. Got the sniper indicator built right up. Look at that. Weekly chart. Sell, getting oversold, reversal candle. How awesome was that? Followed by a buy signal or a side buy signal, starting to get overbought on QQQs, reversal candle, double top. So fun stuff. But let's keep going. Bitcoin versus gold. A couple things that we keep pointing out in every single live stream. You got it. You got it. That's how we do it in real time, buddy. That's how we do it in real time. Build it out, create those target boxes, let it rip. Monthly chart, Bitcoin versus gold. We've never seen a 200-week moving average downward sloping on Bitcoin versus gold in the history of Bitcoin versus gold. And I've been saying this, that perma bulls or hodlers would not want to see that on Bitcoin versus the dollar. If we see a downward sloping 200-week moving average on Bitcoin versus the dollar, that's not good. Something's off. That has never happened in the history of Bitcoin. In the history of Bitcoin versus gold, we've never seen a downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not bullish. That is not bullish. That is bearish. Maybe it's not the 4-year cycle, but maybe it's the 48-month cycle, the 47-month cycle, and the 46-month cycle. Maybe it's 4 years minus 1 month. It's possible. In the history of Bitcoin versus gold, we've only seen RSI monthly stay below this 15, this 11-year trend line, 10-year trend line. Yeah, no, 11-year trend line for a couple of months, right? 5 to 6 months. It broke that. This is the first time in Bitcoin versus gold history we've seen the monthly RSI at 35. In the history of Bitcoin versus gold, this is the first time we've ever seen RSI below, or in 7 years, a 7-year trend line. The first time ever we've seen RSI monthly go below this trend line from January 2019 to December 2022. 7 years below it. That's not bullish. That is bearish momentum to the downside. And what if we don't see the RSI monthly bottom out until October 2026? Bitcoin versus gold and Bitcoin versus the dollar. That's not bullish. That is bearish. Just because RSI monthly is the lowest it's ever been doesn't mean that is bullish. And as you can see, it continues to trend lower. So we'll see how it plays out. But that's what we're watching. That's why we're looking to buy the right dip. We're looking for bullish momentum to change, to flip. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's only February. What if it goes till October? I'll be ready, which means market snipers will be ready, which means the future looks bright. The future looks bright. So Bitcoin versus the euro. Bearish divergence. Right? Bearish momentum on the MACD. All that. So let's get back on track. Let's go XRP. Still bearish on the weekly chart. The thesis is still come back down and hit the 200-week moving average. The probabilities increased once we took out this pivot point. It did. Ethereum back below the 200-week moving average. First time in Ethereum's history that there's a downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not bullish. For sure. For sure. For sure. Thank you. Stick around. On the monthly chart, yes, it wicked higher, but the monthly close was a lower high. That doesn't look good. But the downward sloping 200-week moving average is not a good sign. It's the first time it's ever happened in Ethereum's history. If that happens to Bitcoin on Bitcoin versus the dollar, that's not good. That's not good. Chainlink, downward sloping 200-week moving average. Cardano, downward sloping 200-week moving average. It's been in a bear market since September 2021. I'm not bearish. I'm not a perma bear. The charts are bearish. I was bullish down here. I'm bearish up here. I'm bullish down here. I'm bearish over here. That's the difference. Buy low, sell into FOMO. Buy low at the 200-week moving average or lower or wherever the bottom is. Sell into FOMO. That's the easiest way to show it. Cardano, back to that. Downward sloping 200-week moving average. We've been talking about that since December 2024. That's not bullish. Algo, downward sloping. H-bar, downward sloping. XLM, downward sloping. Near, downward sloping. MicroStrategy. Here's the weekly chart that we posted a long time ago. It was the canary in the coal mine. In hindsight, we talked about it. We talked about it back in the last bear market. We talked about it in the bull run where it was breaking out to the upside, making new all-time highs, and then Bitcoin followed when Bitcoin was at 65,000. It's been the canary in the coal mine in bear markets, and at certain times in the bull run. And here we are. We put on this exact same fractal from 2021, 2022, 2023 fractal. It's not exact, but it's very similar. Down, relief rally. Down, possibly all the way down to the blue line. Maybe we see some relief, and then buy the right dip, right? And then buy the right dip. Where is the... We got to do the Adam and Eve. There we go. The Adam and Eve double top pattern that we posted back on October. Adam and Eve double top pattern. Break the confirmation line. Breakout. This is the target. Lines up with the blue line, $83. And we posted that back here. Bearish engulfing candle. All of that. We talked about is the top in when there is a bearish engulfing candle on the daily chart back in November. In hindsight, we took the question mark off, and in hindsight, that was the top. Very, very similar to the top was in over here, right? Top was in, came down, relief rally. It looks almost identical. Came down, almost hit the 200. Relief rally to the train dots, came down lower, and spent a long time below the 200-week moving average. a long time. It's like deja vu. Different, but very, very, very similar. This is that fractal from the last bear market. And it's right on pace. It's right on pace. So that's why we choose to buy the right dip. Because yes, you could dollar cost average from 148 and lower, but why would I need to put the capital to work now when I could buy the right dip, let's say, as an example, at 103 in November 2026, right? And if that's the right dip and the 200-week moving average is over here and you're down 33%, or maybe you have in a cash account or something making 3, 4, 5% while going through all this, or you deploy the capital somewhere else, like gold and silver was pumping, right? That's why I don't just dollar cost average. Historically, dollar cost averaging below the 200-week moving average is a good time to dollar cost average. I never dollar cost average in a bear market when price is going down. You'll never hear me talk about dollar cost averaging in a bear market. This is a better time to dollar cost average, but I would rather still wait to buy the right dip personally. So when this was happening in real time, October, September, the breakdown, and there's many influencers and talking heads calling for $180,000, $200,000, $250,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2025. I said that's cute. We got the canary in the coal mine in a bear market heading lower, and you think Bitcoin's going to go make new all-time highs at 250,000 by the end of 2025 with 3 months to go? That's cute. That's cute. We'll look at it. We'll look at it. We'll circle back. We'll look at it. So that's MicroStrategy. We'll come back to the NASDAQ and SP 500 when we get to the Magnificent Seven. Gold, we put this fractal out. It's still possibly buy the dip scenario until proven otherwise. We set that back here because the higher time frames are bullish. How much time do we have? Dang, I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. So, but on higher time frames, it was still bullish and ultra bullish. So when people were calling the top over here, said it looks like at least a buy the dip scenario until proven otherwise, and that was true. And then I put this fractal over here, and it's still possibly buy the dip scenario until proven otherwise. Could create bearish divergence, all that stuff. Why? Because the higher time frames are bullish, ultra bullish, right? That's why. Not because I have a magic crystal ball, but the momentum is to the upside, right? So this is the difference, right? So when people call me a perma bear, well, on gold and silver, you don't see me talking about shorting it or anything like that. And in fact, I would not short it based off of these conditions because it's still, you can still argue is buy the dips, it's buy the dip season. Are there signs that the top at $5,600 is in? Yes, there are signs, but that's not enough for me to short it. You know, that would be enough for me to lock in profits, but it's not enough for me to short it. Silver looks a little bit different. Silver had a bigger drop, but again, the higher time frames are still ultra bullish. So at least a bounce or a relief rally or bearish divergence or something, or could happen on silver. Does look different than gold. Dollar, we've been talking about it and covering it. Pending buy signal on the dollar. Here we go. We put this squiggly lines out way back here. Down, up, down. However the price action plays out, we could be seeing a breakout. So pending buy signal on the dollar. That's a really aggressive downward trend line. So I don't love it. But again, could fill all this in. And then a breakout of here is the higher probability that the dollar is going higher, which will also cause everything to go lower. Not exactly one for one. And sometimes I've pointed out in the past, like 2021, for example, July 2021 till November, the dollar and assets all pumped at the same time. So it's not one for one. But if momentum is to the downside and the dollar is pumping on an asset, then you can see bigger moves. So weekly chart still below the train dot, so could get rejected, build up some more momentum. Could be a higher low, could be double bottom. But that's what we're looking at right now. What else? AMD. All right, we'll come back to AMD. Magnificent Seven. PLTR. Bouncing. TQQQQ, letting the trailing dots catch up. Amazon, big gaps up here. It was getting oversold, almost filled this gap, partial gap fill. Trailing dots are pretty far extended. Nvidia holding on. Netflix was getting oversold. Trailing dots. Now, we don't need now. Tesla. Still a lot of reasons why Tesla could come back down here. We had the arrows up there, bearish divergence, all that. Big gaps. ANF, QQQ, trending dots, NASDAQ, Microsoft. Huge gap fill that we talked about. We talked about it. All four targets are hit to the downside. Gap was filled and could let the trailing dots catch up for a retest and then retest the 200-week moving average at 375-ish. Russell holding on. SP 500 is below the trailing dots. Trailing dots are flipping red. Have flipped red. Google. Apple. Dow holding on. Meta. So that's about it there. Yeah, so let's go. Let's get the chart requests going, and we'll plow through them. Let me search. Yes. Can you check AMD? Yeah, so AMD, you have a gap at a big gap at 171, or at least it looks like a big gap. Let me measure it out. 18% gap. You have a gap up here at 238. So could fill that gap first, come back down, maybe just retest trailing dots, let it catch up. Pending sell signal on AMD weekly chart. There's bearish divergence on AMD weekly chart, and the momentum is shifting to bearish on the higher time frames, right? So that's the weekly chart. 2-week chart, price came back to the trending dots, pending RSI sell signal, pending MACD bearish crossover on the 2-week chart. So it takes time for it to unfold, but 3-week chart is hooking over. So it still could be, take some time for the drop to happen. Monthly chart, trailing dots are down here at 160. So AMD, it's possible, battles all the way back up, right? So it seems like the top is in on AMD to local top at least. And in hindsight, it will be the top in hindsight. But in real time, it's at least a local top. All the tops start with a local top. So that's pretty much it right there. What else? Coinbase. Nothing going on there since last time we checked it. So that's about it. All time frames are bearish, even the 1-hour chart. So. Yeah, I mean, nothing has changed on Tesla. We did cover it. I mean, we've had the chart on every live stream, so I don't feel we need to spend too much time on it. Drew this out a long time ago. Downtrend on the daily chart, weekly chart. Yeah, it looks like, Jason, that it's in a bear market now. So this was a 67% drop and flip back around. This is a 64% drop, I think it was ish. But now we're looking at, so you had a sell and then a buy signal right afterwards with green trending dots. This is a sell, but instead of reversing back around, there's follow through to the bottom and there's a red trending dot now, right? So it's different because now you have red trending dots. So it might just take some time to turn around. 3-week chart, sell signal below the trending dots. There's no sell signal below the trending dots over here, right? Sell signal below the trending dots. Monthly chart, never retested the trending dots. Is below the trending dots on the monthly chart. Seems like with the bear market, it would want to come back down to, of course, there could be short-term bounces, but the overall trend seems like it wants to come back and retest the 200-week moving average at $20. So short-term bounce, possibly, right? Could be short-term bounce, but the overall trend is downward. J the Geek 40 KTO Nasdaq. Okay. KTOS Nasdaq. Let's see. Yeah, there is a pending buy signal. The trending dots are trending downward, right? So you can see where there is a buy signal and it was rejected, downward trending dots. So that's one thing, right? Uh, there are several reasons why the top could be in on higher time frames, but you know, and price is pretty far extended away from the 200-week moving average. It's too early to call the top yet. But like if you look at the weekly chart, the even the indicators picking up bearish divergence. So is this bearish divergence? Yes. A higher probability is that price puts in a lower high of price going down, right? And then of course you've got a horizontal here. And if it breaks through all of that, then you can see price come back and retest down here. So the beginning signs, there was another MACD bearish crossover, even bearish divergence on the MACD, bearish divergence on RSI. So had a great run, Of course, if it bounces up, maybe that's good enough for you. I don't know, but you know, I always become less confident in buying the dip when we're already so far extended away. Like I'm more confident buying low and then selling into FOMO, right? So could it pump higher? Sure, it could, but it's getting very top heavy. It's very extended away. I'd rather be buying the dip down here and selling up in here personally, right? So, but that's something for you to decide. What else? Um, what else? Yeah. Yeah, we have I'm always beta testing, but I'm also beta testing like very, very low time frames for day trading and scalping, but I don't talk about it until I'm further down the process down the road. So, but yeah, you just have to set you just have to set up the you, you should always play around with the settings and you should build out a strategy and back test it and then paper trade it ever before going live though. So you can be a newbie, you just got to put in the work. So, and we put in all the work. Uh, there's coaching videos from my own personal strategy, uh, psychology, all that stuff is all in there. Trading psychology. I don't DCA. I forgot to look. Let's see, Adam and Eve on AMD. I forgot to look at the Adam and Eve. Not really. I mean, I'm not a huge pattern guy, anyways. But in Adam and Eve, you want to see more of like this, and then a rounded, right? So, right. So to me, that'd be more of an Adam and Eve double top. So not really. Double top for sure. Bearish divergence for sure, but not really Adam and Eve. But the same thing applies, right? You start, for example, on the weekly chart, you start getting candle close below this pivot point, like it kind of is right now, then the probabilities increase that we're going to come down and fill this gap. And then we'll see about the 200-week moving average after that. So we glanced over it. There's nothing. There's no new information. So we just glanced over it. Yep, you got it. So, woo, a lot of requests today. So I think we're gonna get ready to call it here. Bitcoin. That's where we're at right now on Bitcoin. Got the training dots at 70,625. Price is at 67,000. Yeah, I just don't get excited charting something when it's basically been sideways for 9 months, right? So I just don't get as excited, but weekly chart is still bullish. Daily chart has a pending buy signal. No, that was a monthly chart. That's a week. No, that's a weekly chart. Um, 2-week chart is still bullish, but if it's consolidating going sideways for that length of period, you know, can't really swing trade that without forcing it. So not really excited about it. Higher time frames are bullish. There was a bearish engulfing candle in the monthly chart. That's not a good sign. Usually when that happens, not always, but usually price to come back down and retest the 200. Not always. Usually. So, I mean, that's the thing is like I'd rather be doing a trending versus sideways chop. It's just so much sideways chop. You get chewed up. So, no thank you. No thanks. Ooh, breaking news. We just dropped below $67,000. Breaking news. Remind me tomorrow, Damon. We did all the chart requests already. Just kind of hanging out watching Bitcoin right now. But yeah, remind me tomorrow. I'm gonna jump off soon. Yeah, but they missed the top. We didn't. They missed the top. We didn't. So let them be right once. And we don't know if 50K is the bottom or not. That could just be a local bottom. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. No, you know what? Should we just do it? You want to do it? You want to do it right now? Oh, Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence got priority. Sorry. Lawrence shares on both apps. All right, Lawrence. Sorry. What was your chart request? What did I miss? Lawrence recommented. I don't see it. Oh, maybe it's on. Maybe you did it on Twitter or something. X. I don't see it. I don't see your request. All right, I don't see it. Just retype it in with all the details, and I'll do it. Yeah, so the downward sloping 200-week moving average on TEL is not good. Monthly chart is bearish. Weekly chart is bearish, Damon. So there you go, buddy. There you go. Yeah, I don't see that anywhere. Maybe it's just because there's so many comments. Number 3. Let me see. Now I gotta look. I don't see it. No, I don't see it. It's not on there. It's not on there. It's not the third comment. Crazy. Weird. You know, a couple of the YouTube comments didn't go through for me right before I went live. So I posted a couple comments and YouTube wasn't, and we weren't live yet, and it didn't go through. So maybe the same thing happened to you, is that we hadn't gone live yet. You posted a comment like me, and it didn't go through. So that's possible. But I don't see it whatsoever. I wasn't ignoring you. Power Qcoin. I don't see Qcoin on here. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, there's just no chart history on it. I don't see Qcoin, first of all. Daily chart is bullish. That's about it. As of now, weekly chart. Okay. Weekly chart is bullish. 2-week chart is bullish. 3-week chart. It's not enough chart history for the monthly chart, but as of right now, the higher time frames are bullish. Daily chart is bullish. So looks like it was like a huge gap up, which is odd. You wouldn't expect crypto to have a huge gap up. So it's interesting. But yeah. That's about it. It's not there's not really much else to chart on it. This is bearish divergence, but could remain, but it could have been cleared already. Yeah, could have been cleared already. So bum, 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 bum. So that's the daily. Here's the weekly. A weekly close above there. That's bullish. 2-week chart. Close above there, and 2-week chart is bullish. 3-week chart. Yep. So probably like 33 to 36 cents. You start getting closes above there. It's like uncharted territory. So price discovery. Yep, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to you. I will not be joining you. Good luck to you. Good luck. Good luck. That's about it. There we go. There we go. That's about it. Let me check. Let me double check. Yep, the Bitcoin bottom is not in. So hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Thank you for all of your support. I appreciate all of you. And we will see you on tomorrow's live stream. Adios.